Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. The City of North Las Vegas is really excited and proud to launch this unprecedented program, this initiative for our area. You're going to hear about the program in detail and why the city is so proud to partner with these esteemed organizations. This really proves the strength of collaborations, and we're talking about Teamsters Local 14, the Department of Veteran Affairs, and the City of North Las Vegas. So before we get underway, we do have some dignitaries in our audience. I'd like to introduce them. If you'd please stand when I call your name. Representing U.S. Senator Dean Heller is Enrique Mazon Jr., Regional Representative. Representing Senator Harry Reid is Alana Simpson. And Senator Reid has brought some certificates of commendation. Representing Congressman Crescent Hardy is Charles Navarro, in charge of Military and Veterans Affairs. Christopher Brown is Director of Veterans Education and Transition Services for the College of Southern Nevada and Vice Chairman of the Veterans Community Commission. Dave Gibbs is a member of the Veterans Community Commission. And Councilman Richard Churchill is a prior member and a prior chair of the Veterans Community Commission. Sheila Jackson is director of the VA Regional Office in Reno. And I understand Ms. Jackson flew down especially for this event, so thank you very much. Probably you. Just before we get underway, we have a brief 2-minute video that I think really describes the program in detail. So take a look at the video.
I was lost, had marginal computer skills. I really wasn't prepared to re-enter the workforce.
I had planned to do things with my future, but I didn't know what route to take.
It's allowed me to kind of find out exactly what I want to do.
If you would have told me that I would have the job and the opportunities that I have now, I would have laughed.
I would recommend a non-paid work experience program for any veteran to get a lot of training and experience.
The non-paid work experience gives veterans an opportunity to go into federal, state, and local governmental agencies and work at no cost to the agency. They work in real-life jobs, hands-on positions, so they're learning the skills that they need to be successful in a civilian work environment. It gives them a good current work reference, and while they're in the training, it provides a small subsistence allowance that helps with living expenses.
You're in the door. And once you get in the door, it's much easier to walk on through that door than it would have been if you just stand on the outside.
Military personnel have discipline, they have good ethics, they work hard, they know what it's like to work hard.
It doesn't cost the agency anything. It's kind of a way to try before they buy. If the person works out, they are able to hire non-competitively through special hiring authorities, and that is a great time saver for employers.
This is a win-win situation for the employer and the employee.
The NPWE program supplies everything needed for a veteran to succeed in a new career, and the support is ongoing, lasting until the veteran successfully transitions into the new job.
Diane took really good care of me. I remember the first day I walked into our office and I couldn't even look her in the eye. I had lost all hope. The VA, they will work with you to help you overcome or find other ways to deal with your disabilities so that you don't have to hide them.
The non-paid work experience program creates life-changing career opportunities for these veterans while giving employers a great way to recruit new employees.
And again, you'll hear more about this program and the integral role of each of our partners and the role that they played in making this such an unprecedented success. So first I'd like to introduce Anthony Roback, who's Division Chief of the Vocational Rehabilitation and Employment for the Department of Veterans Affairs. Please welcome him.
Good morning. Mr. Mayor, distinguished guests. As you see, the Department of Veteran Affairs Vocational Rehabilitation and Employment Program is designed to provide support and services to those veterans that are looking at getting into some type of an occupation. We also provide supports to help improve their quality of life. It's a great opportunity for us to assist them in ways that they may have difficulties without those services. I will tell you that for us in the Department of Veteran Affairs, this is a very important and critical part of what we do for veterans. And the fact that you are all here today and our director flew down from Reno today shows our commitment to taking care of the needs of our veterans in this community. And so as we continue to work towards these goals, I want you to understand that the Non-Paid Work Experience Program is only one of many services and supports that are available to veterans to help them to transition back into the workplace. Also, I want you to understand that it's going to take more than just the VA to make this happen. It's going to take more than us, because we need partners like the City of North Las Vegas who have taken the time and the effort to work out a process that allows us to get our veterans into an experience training so they can qualify for occupations they would not normally qualify for based on their experience. Now, we have veterans in our program that have everything from trade schools all the way out to doctorate degrees. So there's a great deal of experience, qualifications, and professionalism that we have with veterans that are in our program. I want you to understand that veterans are not looking for a handout, they're looking for a hand in. So we're going to need to have the kind of partnerships that we have today. I think it's phenomenal that we're able to do this with the City of North Las Vegas today. The Teamsters that are here that supported it, that doesn't always happen. And it's a tough process at times. But I will tell you that it will pay dividends for you, because this is a win-win situation. You're going to have great supports and maybe some great employees at the end of this process. So I think that it's a win-win for us, and we need to continue to look for other opportunities like these. I will say that in the community, we want to continue to have these kind of partnerships. I'm talking about real partnerships where you're communicating with us, identifying opportunities for our veterans, and helping us to get them into those positions, either through non-paid work experience programs, special employee incentive programs. There's all types of benefits that come to you if you take the time to work with us to help those veterans get back into work. This is an honorable and righteous mission that we're on. And we want to be on this journey with each of you. So continue to look for those opportunities with us and continue to work with us in this respect. I appreciate your time and attention. Have a great day.
Mayor John Lee, probably more than anyone I know, realizes the significance of the VA hospital in North Las Vegas, the proximity of Nellis Air Force Base, and a large group of veterans that have made North Las Vegas their home. He really has made it a capstone of his administration, among many others, to take care of the needs of veterans through the creation of the Veterans Community Commission and several other initiatives. So please welcome Mayor John Lee.
Thank you very much, Mitch. I'm very excited to be here today. Miss Jackson, for your benefit, we have out in the back, our assistant city manager has got a military MRE breakfast ready for you, okay? Because I know that's what you eat. I know you guys never get away from that type of food, you know. Hey, we're very excited to be here today. We have historic ties to the military family within this whole region here. Nellis Air Force Base, Area 51, Indian Springs, now known as Creech. We, for years, have been the beneficiary of great people and retirees that have moved to North Las Vegas, and now the VA hospital. My family came here because of the military. That's how we ended up being so fortunate to live in this area. We've never forgotten our roots, that Nellis Air Force Base and North Las Vegas are joined together. They're two families that have no separation between them anymore. We used to have some desert. Now we're all the way out. We're neighbors. And we're very excited about that. 40,000 people in North Las Vegas, whether you're a retiree, a spouse, a child, a veteran who's retired, have something to do with Nellis Air Force Base. I believe we are the largest group area of people that are living next to an Air Force Base, probably in the Southwest, that shares this relationship here. And I'm excited to continue to build that tie with Nellis Air Force Base. We have a Veterans Commission. When we first got here, we realized we had this untouched organization that had been waiting to join our city. but had nobody ever invited them into City Hall, Larry. You know, we knew they were there, but we never recognized them. Well, now we have the Veterans Commission that Councilman Churchill was one of the first leaders of that organization. And now to this day, whenever a veterans issue comes across my desk, he is tasked to make sure that we're handling veterans commissions. He goes to ribbon cuttings, he shows up, if I can't make it too, but that is his job, and he's asked to take that responsibility on. Operation Vet is a win-win for everybody here. These are putting skilled people to work. Not only do we have this relationship with these people, well, we didn't offer them anything when they got out of the military, how they could continue to support our community, because we need their skills in our community to continue to grow and for our future workforce. So we're very excited that we're able to do this. But the unprecedented part is this. If it weren't, there are other little small communities in the nation that have done this and very successful at us. I think we're the largest city in the nation that has embraced this with the support and with the affection of the Teamsters Union here. We are a national trendsetter on what we think should happen across this nation. Larry Griffith is probably the first Teamster leader that embraced this, no questions asked, and said, how do we step up and support these men and women? There was not a doubt in his mind that this would be a success for our community. My goal next year is to hire one person out of this program and one person from our community every single month as we build our workforce back up. So we're very excited about including you in our overall future of manning up and growing ourselves out of this problem. So Mitch, I'm going to give you the microphone back. I do know that Councilman Churchill has something he'd like to say, and I know that you're going to have Larry Griffith speak, but I want to let you men know, sometimes the mayor gets a little bit of credit, but it's the heavy lifting of these two men right here that made this possible, and I want to encourage them to continue to move us faster and farther in our obligations to our nation's veterans. Thank you very much.
So why don't we have Councilman Churchill, real briefly, why don't you come up and say a few words? As the mayor said, Councilman Churchill, this is his passion. This is his life. Anybody that's known him for any length of time knows that he cares deeply about our veterans. So please welcome Councilman Richard Churchill.
Good morning, and thank you. I have the privilege of being part of this Veterans Commission from the outset. Just a little brief history. I'll keep it very short because Mayor Lee covered everything really very eloquently, as he normally does. I never had the privilege of serving. I was an only child, so when I was called down to Whitehall Street in Manhattan, I was ready to go and do my part, and I found out at the end of the testing that I had to go back home because my father had just passed away. That was back in the 60s. So I would say that God sometimes has plans for us that we don't know at that particular time. So for me, it's really a personal privilege and a fulfillment of being able to do something for our veterans. And I've asked Commissioner Brown and Commissioner Gibbs to come up here with me because thanks to the vision of the mayor in North Las Vegas, we are the first municipality here to actually have a Veterans Community Commission. And our goal, not just my goal, but our goal is to be the core of whatever needs to be done for our veterans. We cannot do enough for all of our men and women and their families who really suffer as much, if not many times, much more being home alone and not knowing what's going on. We're looking forward to doing great things. We need to let the people know that our commission is here for all of our veterans. And from a personal background as being a letter carrier for 25 years and also a union president, I have to extend my appreciation to Larry here of the Teamsters 14 and his membership for actually stepping up and, lack of a better word, participating and allowing something like this, because this is really about all of us. And I know that Larry is a veteran himself and he's very passionate. So to me, it's a privilege to be part of this today, to be part of this commission with these men and women who serve here, and to be part of doing some good things for all of us here. So thank you very much.
As Mayor Lee and Councilman Churchill reminded us this would not have been possible. Local 14. And their participation in this initiative really reflects this organization's great commitment to North Las Vegas and to our veterans. So please welcome Mr. Larry Griffith.
Thank you, everybody. I've seen these type of things happen before. Everybody has a lot of plans and likes to try this, but it never gets off the ground. Politicians use this in their speeches. We're going to create jobs. We're going to jobs for vets. We're going to get them in the hospitals. We're going to get their appointments. They don't have to wait in line. At the end of that conversation, it all fails. It stops. Nothing happens. So when the mayor and Greg came to me and asked me about this, I said, I'll get involved in one way. If this thing follows through and I actually see somebody in the workforce that actually has a job through this program, I'm in. If there isn't, I'm out. And that's how I am. I tell it like it is. So everybody thinks I'm brutal, but that's who I am. So if this wouldn't have happened, if it wasn't for the mayor, the city council, Greg Blackburn, and Anthony Roebuck, and the Veterans Administration, the training program, without the International Brotherhood of Teamsters and Teamsters Local 14, this employment training service program would have never taken place. If a program like this does take place, I will not get involved in it unless it's successful. I want to make sure that people are successful. I don't get in programs where people fail. That's not what I do. Another thing, we partnered up with the city of North Las Vegas. The city of North Las Vegas went through hard times. A lot of people ask me about, what does your membership think about you doing this? Well, the membership is behind me because we don't do things that hurt the membership. I'm about the membership. So it's really hard to get labor leaders to do this, to buy into this, because the first thing that happens is they say, what do your members think about this? Well, this is a perfect storm for us. If the mayor went through, he came into office during a demolition process. It was during the recession. The city was at hard times. Him and I had to sit down and negotiate things to keep this city alive, keep this city going. And this program fits right in to what we do and where they're at, because this helps them create jobs, get their finances back on track, plus in all the revenue generating positions that this will cause. And these aren't taking jobs away from my members, because they wouldn't have hired these employees anyhow without this program. So I think the mayor, Greg, everybody, all of the staff in the city of North Las Vegas has stepped up to the plate and done a great thing here. In closing, I want to thank again Mayor John Lee, the Veterans Association, Veteran Affairs, Anthony, and I would like to reach out to other labor organizations in the Valley, other employers in the Valley. Step up to the plate, do the right thing. Hire veterans, get them off the street, get them out from under the underpasses, get them wherever they're sleeping in the streets. Do the right thing. Last, I want to say, I want to thank all of our veterans around the world for everything that you do. Thank you.
Between Larry and Anthony, I feel like I'm in church. Amen. You know, most of you will understand the term boots on the ground. I do want to recognize two individuals who've really carried the water on this. You know, the leaders that have been up here have had the passion for it, the vision for it, the strategy for it. But there's two people with the city of North Las Vegas I would like to recognize at this time. Greg Blackburn is Director of Community Development and Compliance. Please stand. And Carrie Turkle Barrett, Administrative Services Manager. Where are you, Carrie? Right here. And they are available to members of the news media for additional questions if you have it. Again, We'd like to thank you all for coming today. There are refreshments in the lobby. And again, thank you very much for your participation.